Okay, so I know I said I do Gunfire Reborn next, but Echoes from Primal Grove releases late next month, and I'd rather do the video in tandem with the new content. So I'm sorry for the wait, but in the meantime, here's a completely unrelated video about pure dog shit. You ever play a game abandoned by the devs maintained only by the fact that people don't know when to move on? I can relate. Welcome to Red Dead Online, the forgotten younger cousin to GTA Online. Instead of being monetized and updated through multiple generations of consoles, RDO got abandoned in like 2020 with the Naturalist update. And since this game was abandoned, we literally have an incomplete set of story missions. The story doesn't end, the missions just stop, leaving you wondering, is that it? And sadly, yes it is. So I recorded a bunch of stuff over the course of a few weeks. I restarted characters a lot over the years before finally just settling on my current one. So let's make an entirely new one. Instead of deleting my main character, I made an entirely new PSN account just for this. If you guys want to join me in RDO on PlayStation, let me know in the comments so we can work something out. I would like to make a series on it, having randoms help me out on the second account. My main at the time of writing this is rank 75, though I'm pretty sure that in the actual recording I'm going to be like rank 80. I actually did a live commentary while playing in a session, so take it away, me, and your unscripted rambling like a jackass. I don't usually do like live commentary sections whenever I'm recording stuff for videos. I tend to just, either dub over it or just record whenever, I'm playing a game with friends, but none of my friends are playing this game right now, so it's just me. So I'm going to talk a bit about Red Dead Online because, I've been playing this game for a while since it dropped, back before they added roles. So, pretty damn long time ago. We got a rather nice looking camp here, but we'll get into that. And this is completely unscripted. I'm not reading anything. I quite literally have the game open on my PlayStation 5 right now doing this, but the game is an interesting experience. I feel like if you like Red Dead, you'll probably enjoy it, but only if you enjoy, you know, I was gonna say social games, but this isn't really social considering a lot of the time you'll end up in either like dead lobbies where there's either no one, or in my case where there's a good bunch of people, but they're all spread out across, the entire map, which for reference is 5 whole states. New Austin, West Elizabeth, New Hanover, Amberino, and Lemoyne. So, you got all these states that, all these players can be in. So, actually finding actually finding someone can be difficult depending on how populated the area that you choose to be in is. As you can see, I have the most milquetoast opinion on the game. Wow, I articulate horridly when I don't have time to think about what I'm gonna say. First off, this game is a hidden gem in my eyes, but it doesn't really give you a ton to do. The game's main focus is being open-ended within the confines of the 5 states. You kinda have to make your own fun, and that's a-okay with me. Outside of the aforementioned incomplete story missions, there's 5 different roles you can take part in: bounty hunter, trader, collector, moonshiner, and naturalist. Now take my advice, if you ever play this game, do bounty hunter first. It's the only one that pays in both money and gold bars. Oh yeah, gold bars. This game has and I quote, premium currency called gold bars, in which you usually get in decimal increments. Stuff like 0.12 or zero point 0.3, You can spend real-world money on buying gold bars though, but I recommend not doing that, otherwise you're just cucking yourself out of an experience to make things easier. In a game about the Old West where it's hard to be an outlaw. Anyways, Bounty Hunter does as it says. You take in bounties and outlaws for money. It's the best since it pays in both money and gold and has the most ranks to participate in since it has 30 instead of 20. Trader has you hunting animals and bringing their pelts and corpses to the guy at your camp named Crips to sell them as goods. If you've played GTA Online, this process should be very familiar to you as it's the normal business model. It also ties into Moonshiner since it's part of the buy-in. Collector is great. It has you running around like a pissant around the map in all 5 states to collect bullshit for the pretty Romani woman that I swear reminds me of that one girl from Hunchback of Notre Dame. Notre Dame? Notre Dame? Whatever. Moonshiner sucks unless it's on 3 times money. It's way more involved and honestly such a bitch to make money on since I've had players just shoot dynamite arrows at my cart and destroy it no questions asked, making me waste time and money. Naturalist is also bullshit. Don't do it unless you are really fucking bored or want legendary animal pelts for either Gus or for your trader camp shit. Otherwise, you're drugging animals and stealing their blood to sell this unshowered lesbian vegan who sprays you in the eye with perfume that makes you hallucinate. I didn't know they put shrooms in Dior, but here we are. And there's a lot of immersive factors here, but not nearly as many as Red Dead 2's story campaign. You can fish, hunt, wave at other players, ride around, experience the different things the world has to offer, but again, outside of the roles, the game doesn't really give you a lot. There's blood money, that's fine, I guess. There's stranger missions, which pay like shit. There's fishing, which I suck at, so I didn't really do any of it. Unless you have friends and are doing cowboy role-playing, it's not really for those that like linear experiences. For some, it's too open, but for me, it's just right. I've always been the kind to make my own fun in games like this, so I'm well adapted to this at this point. I worked hard with the Neptunic they them to get this Gypsy Cob horse, in which while its stats are notably unimpressive compared to my Missouri Foxtrotter, it costs double the amount this Cob did. I like how it looks and decided that despite having way less speed and more HP, I wanted it. Plus, horse stats are kind of weird in this game. I talked about it while playing live. Go ahead and take a listen. Something I can appreciate about this game, it's kind of going to be random and all over, but all horses are pretty much equal in the sense that you know, whenever you look at the stats of these horses, like look at my Gypsy Cob here. Uh, it's got three, three in each by default, which looks and sounds awful until you realize that each segment of that bar is 0.4%. So there's a very small margin of like anywhere from like 2 to 4% between my horse and someone else's horse. But because it has so much stamina, and because it also has those three golden segments, which come from the attack and services that I have on it, the saddle and the stirrups. It's only missing four segments effectively, and has a full bar of HP and is only missing like a tenth of its stamina. Mm-hmm. Another poorly articulated moment. If I'm gonna be piloting a shitting and grazing dipshit creature, I want it to be majestic and pretty, so that's why I opted for the Gypsy Cob. All I really have left to say is that the Iwakta Panther is borderline invincible sometimes, and this game is really bugged out the ass due to using some very lazy peer-to-peer connection, meaning some things just won't load because another player is nearby. Griefing is another big and minor issue depending on where you play and when. I don't have the footage for it, but I was in Anniesburg a while ago doing a trader's sale, and some dipshit dressed to the socks in a pink suit sniped me with a Carcano rifle. And I was having a bad day, so I take him out, and then I set his horse on fire, and then this guy had the balls to message me on PlayStation saying that his horse wasn't insured, like it's my fault you took your new horse and fucked with someone. Anyways, I just want to tell that story. If you want to try and play some Red Dead Online with me for content and want me to make it into a series, that'd be pretty cool. And leave comments down below if you guys are on PlayStation, since that's the method of which I used to play this game. Right. So I'm here editing right now, and I realized that if I were to tack on all of the multiplayer gameplay that I gathered shortly before, or I guess shortly after rather, I wrote the script for this video, that this would end up being like well over an hour long, and I kind of want to, not post something that unnecessarily large. So instead, what I'm going to do is that akin to what I did with my friend whenever I was playing Black Ops, I'm going to just publish an edited sort of clip slash highlights of that rather than, append it to this little review section here. So yeah, look out for that in part two. I don't I also don't really have a very adequate outro. So instead I'm just gonna play the play the outro card.